It's a rhino. Croatia.
You said Italy.
We'll go wild on this one, Germany.
Your favorite. Andorra.
Dublin.
Ginger Rogers.
Ginger Rogers.
It wouldn't be my guess.
1 save point.
Now we feast.
Now we feast.
The Inquisition. Hello, and welcome to The Inquisition, a quiz podcast for general knowledge and trivia lovers everywhere. I'm your host, Luke Ryan. Each episode, our players battle out over a number of rounds to see who will be the masters of the Inquisition. We have the same players in the room from 2 weeks ago, plus Tegas, who overslept for the previous episode, but he is here now. So Tegas, you are very welcome. Tegas is on team 1 with Debbie for this one, and your team name is a capital city. What capital city have you guys chosen?
We've chosen Vienna.
You chose Vienna. And on team 2, we have a lovely couple of lovers. It is Amanda and Eric. What team name have you chosen?
We've chosen Wellington.
You've chosen Wellington. And just before we get started, is there any capital city that you visited in the past that you always have fond memories of, or that you'd like to go back to?
Cape Town.
Cape Town?
Yes.
Just a taste of home?
It's got the mountain, it's got best restaurants in the world, it's got the ocean, forests, lots of culture.
Gun violence?
Gun violence.
Did you,
More of a stabby city.
did you say mountain singular?
Yes.
Mountain.
Mountain.
It's got,
There's just one looming in the
it's got
distance.
3 mountain.
Literally, yeah, Table Mountain.
Okay.
Weird. The city surrounds this
Well,
mountain.
it's quite a fine mountain, I think.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any capital cities that you always like going back to? Tejas, I know you chose Vienna. That's a particular favourite for you.
Yeah, I think it's the one I've been most to because it's so close to Prague, and also it's one of the things I love doing when I visit cities is going to museums and like walking around the city, and I've found Vienna to be quite lovely for that. And I love I love visiting the Albertina, which houses the famous Gustav Klimt painting, The Kiss.
Okay.
So it was, that painting, okay, but like a lot of his work I saw for the first time in person, was quite enchanting. And the city generally also has like a wonderful, I think recently in one of the quizzes we learned it has the oldest zoo, in the world.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. I think this was at the Globe or something. It was one of Danny's hard questions, but yeah. So it has a lot of history.
Cool.
I did not interact much with the locals, so I can't really comment on that. But I had a Wiener Schnitzel for the first time there, and that was really nice as well. So overall, I have purely good memories there. Yeah.
Cool. Eric and Amanda, any particular favourite capitals?
I did some traveling in the Balkans last year. Yeah, last year. It's January.
Yep.
Yeah. And I really loved Tirana. I would love to go back. It was such a cool city.
I've heard it's cool, yeah. I've
Yeah.
never been. I'd like to go.
Definitely recommend.
Eric?
I mean, for me, it's gonna always be Berlin.
Yeah. I would probably either say Berlin or Lisbon. I've only been Lisbon once, but I try to get back to Berlin as often as possible.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic city.
Agreed.
I was there last summer, went for a lovely run around the Tiergarten. That is just such a beautiful place to go running. So anyway, everyone ready to get started?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with round 1, back and forth. Each team gets 5 individual but related questions on a variety of different subjects. 2 points for the correct answer, minus 2 points for a wrong answer. But you can pass to the other team and not lose anything, and they can answer for 1 risk-free point. Now, the first question for each team I'm going to give you at the same time, and you're going to answer at the same time. However, you can pass. Okay, so what I would also suggest is write down a second answer for the other team's question, in case they do pass. Okay, so team 1, Team Vienna, Debbie and Tejas, your question. How many horns does the Indian rhino have? And Amanda and Eric, how many horns does a white rhino have? So Indian rhino has how many horns? I didn't realise there would be an Indian guy on that team.
I have no idea, so I'm purely guessing. So yeah.
Team 2, Wellington, how many horns does a white rhino have? This episode will be called Rhino.
Indian rhinos, I guess.
As I mentioned in previous episodes, pictures I took at Leipzig Zoo last October. So this is episode Rhino.
From the picture, because there's one.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what
Wait.
I'm saying.
Fuck. Hold on. Jesus, I spent most of my life going to safaris.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Team Vienna, how many horns does the Indian rhino have? Are you going to answer or pass?
We'll answer.
We're gonna answer.
Okay, and how many did you say?
2.
And Team Wellington, are you going to answer or pass?
We're gonna answer.
So how many horns does the white rhino have, you guys said?
2.
2. So Team Vienna, an Indian rhino has 1 horn, minus 2 points.
We did it!
Team Wellington, a white rhino has 2 horns,
Yeah.
plus 2
We
points.
did it!
I think that logic works.
Yeah, man. That was nerve-wracking though.
Yeah.
Because whenever I imagine a rhino, I assume that it's an
Yeah, like
African rhino,
the-
and then I see 2 horns.
Okay.
Because I never really see a white rhino,
Yeah.
Indian one in my head.
Okay, Team Vienna, question 2 to you. The Primavera Sound Festival, it's a music festival, takes place in which city? So in which city does the Primavera Sound Music Festival take place?
Yeah, I honestly can't guess. Like,
Okay,
it's
cool.
just.
You're
we're
going to
gonna
go for it or
pass.
pass?
Pass.
You're going to pass. Team Wellington, any idea?
Let's go with that one.
Yeah, Rome.
Incorrect, but no minus points. It's Barcelona.
Okay.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah, we were completely
Okay.
the wrong country.
Team Wellington, question 2 to you. The Shiget Festival takes place in which city? Shiget Festival is in which city?
I think they know.
Is it in that city?
Shiget.
Yeah.
Okay, if you
I'm
I know it's
pretty
that's
sure.
the country for sure, but is it in that
And
city?
it's all capital. So
Okay. Oh yeah.
Budapest.
Okay.
You are correct. It is
Okay.
in Budapest. That is 2 points to Team Wellington. Question 3 to Team
island in
Vienna. The catchphrase, have you tried turning it off and on again, is from which TV show? The catchphrase, have you tried turning it off and on again, from which TV show?
The IT crowd.
You are correct. That is 2 points. And Team Wellington, the catchphrase, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast, is from which TV show? Smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast, is from which TV show?
I don't know if you want to pass because I'm not confident in this.
Then let's pass.
And if we think there's another one as well,
Let's pass.
we pass.
You're going to pass? Okay, Team Vienna, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast, is a catchphrase from which TV show? 1 risk-free point.
Father Ted.
No, it's not. But no minus points. It's from the science fiction comedy show Red Dwarf.
Oh.
That was the
My
second
second
answer.
Okay. I would not have gotten
Arnold
that, but,
Rimmer's
yeah.
alter ego Ace Rimmer used to say, smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. Okay, Team Vienna, question 4 to you. The War of Independence from 1919 to 1921, which country? War of Independence, 1919 to 1921, which country?
That's
No.
that's thrown.
Are you going to go for it?
We're gonna
No,
pass.
Okay, Team Wellington, any ideas? War of Independence, 1919 to 1921, which country? Risk-free point?
That's a better guess than I have.
Yeah,
Than
no,
anything
go-
else. Mexico?
Incorrect, but no
Yeah.
minus points. Ireland.
That was the
Yeah,
other
that
answer
was
I
the other
had.
guess.
It was the other answer I had.
That
But
was
we
the other
thought
guess.
Ireland happened before the turn of the century.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Vienna, had you considered Ireland?
No.
No, I wasn't
Okay,
even.
so that's a good
Not
pass.
even a little bit.
Team Wellington, question 4 to you. 1899 to 1902, which war?
Yeah.
1899 to 1902, which war?
Which war? Not
The
war
name-
for independence.
No, it's the name of a war. It's
Okay.
not a.
What
I don't think it's an
do-
independence war.
I don't have anything else. Do you want to go for it?
If this is correct,
Okay,
then
wait.
that'd be really fun. But I want to go for it.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Boer War.
You are correct.
Yes!
Anglo-Boer War, okay?
we just watched something about it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, and question 5, last question of the round for Vienna. On the Forbes 2024 highest paid athletes list, who is higher on that list, Messi or Ronaldo? Forbes 2024 highest paid sports people, athletes, who is higher on the list, Messi
Yeah.
or Ronaldo?
That would be my guess. But again,
So you can pass if you want, or you can go for it.
okay, yeah.
You're gonna-
Ronaldo.
You're going to go for it?
yeah.
And
okay.
Ronaldo.
you are correct. That is 2 much needed points. And Team Wellington, your final question of round 1. LeBron James or Steph Curry, including endorsements, Who is higher on that same list? The Forbes 2024 highest paid.
Okay, he doesn't know who
person.
these people are, but
Well,
I do.
I've heard of LeBron at least.
LeBron
who's the
James
other one?
or Steph Curry.
What does he do?
He's also a basketball
They're both
player.
basketball players, yeah.
But
Cool.
LeBron James is like a little bit previous generation. Steph Curry is a very current generation of players,
But also including endorsements.
including endorsements.
So,
Yeah,
what would you think?
then my guess would be LeBron with endorsements.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with that then.
LeBron James.
You're saying LeBron James. You are correct.
Yeah.
That is 2 points. So at the end of round number 1, Team Vienna have picked up 2 points. They're on 2. Team Wellington have picked up 8. They are on 8, but plenty of more points to play for. So we move on to round number 2, which is called same as, same as. The teams get the same 5 questions. They write the answers down. If they're both correct, 1 point each. If only one team is correct, that team gets 2 points. So question number 1. How many horns does the Sumatran rhino have? How many horns does the Sumatran rhino have? Okay, question 2. The Roskilde Festival takes place annually in which country? Roskilde, Roskilde. Roskilde Festival takes place annually in which country?
Spell again, sorry.
Roskilde. Okay, question number 3. I have a cunning plan is a catchphrase from which British sitcom character? I have a cunning plan is a catchphrase from which British sitcom character?
Yeah. Do you know his name though?
Question 4. 1803 to 1815. What series of conflicts took place during this period? 1803 to 1815. What series of conflicts took place during this period? And question 5, final question of the round. On that same Forbes 2024 list of the highest paid sports people, second place on that list is a sports person who plays what is traditionally a non-team sport. What sport does the player or person play?
Yeah.
Second on that Forbes 2024 list for highest earning sports people for 2024. This person plays a sport that is traditionally a non-team sport, but which sport? Okay, everyone ready? So, Team Vienna, how many horns does the Sumatran rhino have? You guys said?
1.
And Wellington, you said?
You said 0.
You said 0. If it was a close enough question, Team Vienna would get the point, but it is 2.
Okay.
So no points, unfortunately. 2 horns on the Sumatran rhino. Team Wellington, the Roskilde Festival takes place annually in which country, you guys said?
We said Denmark.
And what Vienna, you said?
Denmark.
That is a point, and the point is in Denmark.
So Eric initially said Danemark, which is why I was giggling.
It's the land of the Danes.
Well, he is from Germany.
Very true.
It's the land of many Germans.
Very true, very true.
Many jurors.
Team Vienna, question 3. I have a cunning plan is a catchphrase from which British sitcom character, you guys said?
Edmund Blackadder.
And Team Wellington, you said?
Yeah, so I just couldn't think of the name. I knew Adder was in there, so I wrote Blackadder.
You're both very close but incorrect. It is actually Baldric.
Baldric.
He was also in
Yeah,
Blackadder.
he's
Gotcha.
The Weasley kind of guy
Gotcha.
who is often held in disdain by Edmund Blackadder.
Yeah.
Team Wellington, 1803 to 1815. What series of conflicts took place during that period, you guys said?
The Napoleonic Wars.
And Vienna, you said?
Napoleonic Wars.
That is a point and a point. And Team Vienna on the Forbes 2024 list, second place is a sports person who mainly plays a non-team sport. What sport is that?
We said tennis.
You said tennis. And Wellington, you said?
We said golf.
It is John Ram. He plays golf.
We said also traditionally non-team sport, and I think tennis.
Like
Yeah,
doubles.
you do have doubles.
Yeah.
I was thinking only a single.
But you have the Ryder Cup in golf, which is a team event as well.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering, it really was a kind of a golf or tennis question, but that is 2 points to Team Wellington.
Yeah.
So at the end of that round, Team Vienna have picked up 2, they're now on 4. Wellington picked up 4, they're now on 12. Okay, we move on to round number 3, and this is a brand new round. It's called Capital Punishment. As a lover of geography, this round will focus on trivia associated with capital cities. One team will get a 50-50 question and they decide on their answer. Then the other team can decide if they want to agree with the first team's answer or choose the other option. If both teams go with the same answer, they each get 1 point. If only one team gets the answer correct, as in each team has chosen a different option, the team that is correct will get 2 points. There are 10 questions altogether, so each team will lead on 5 questions and be second on 5 questions. Options are all given alphabetically, and you are going to have quite a limited time to make your choice. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
So the first pair of questions is themed north. So Team Vienna, which is further north, Edinburgh or Vilnius? Edinburgh, Scotland, or Vilnius, Lithuania? Yes. Riga, Latvia. Vilnius, Lithuania, or Edinburgh, Scotland, which is further north? Okay, so Team 1, what are you going to go for?
I thought it was the other one.
Okay, go for that.
now I go. You have to answer immediately?
Yeah, it's going to be quite
okay.
quick. It's not going to be long thinking time for this. So what are you going to say? Yeah.
We'll go with Edinburgh.
You're going to say Edinburgh. Wellington, are you going to agree or choose Vilnius?
We're gonna choose Vilnius.
You're going to choose Vilnius. Correct answer is Edinburgh. 2 points to Team Vienna.
Yeah, that was a shot in the dark, honestly.
No, you seem confident.
Okay. Question 1, part 2 to Wellington. Again, it's north. Which is further north, Madrid or Tokyo? Which is further north, Madrid or Tokyo?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna say Tokyo.
You're going to say Tokyo. Team Vienna, what are you guys going to say?
We'll agree.
We'll agree.
You're going to agree with Tokyo. You're both incorrect. It is, in fact, Madrid.
How is that possible?
I know.
What map are you looking at?
Japan is so far north.
It's not as far north as you think. Or Europe is. It's really weird when you actually spread around and look at Asia. Okay, second group of questions. This is themed elevation. So, Team Vienna, which is at a higher elevation, Bratislava or Prague? Bratislava, capital of Slovakia. Prague, capital of the Czech Republic, which is at a higher elevation. Prague or Bratislava?
Bratislava.
You're saying Bratislava, Wellington?
Yeah, we agree with that.
You're going to agree with that? Well, Bratislava is 144 meters above sea level. You're both incorrect. Prague is 244. It is. So Prague will be looking down at Slovakia as Bratislava 100 meters lower, just like the Czechs look down on the Slovaks. I'm just kidding. There is a lot of good feeling between these countries. Okay, Team Wellington, your elevation question. This is a lot closer, but which is at a higher elevation, Santiago or Bern? Santiago, Chile or Bern, Switzerland? Which is at a higher elevation?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because
I thought this was quite high.
Sorry?
Go for it.
I'm gonna say Santiago.
You're
At a
gonna
higher
s-
elevation.
Santiago. Okay, and Team Vienna, you guys are going to say?
You wanna? I mean, we need to change because we're badly down.
Burn.
You're saying Bern?
We're saying burn.
It is Bern
Yeah.
by 1 meter.
What
Yeah,
Wow.
1 meter at 542 meters above sea level. So that is 2 points to Team Vienna. Right, next pair of questions. This is based on population. City proper, not metropolitan area. Which has the highest population? Team Vienna. Ankara or Singapore? Ankara, Turkey or Singapore? Which has the higher population?
This is the.
City proper, not metro.
Yeah.
I think, but then the way that the questions have
Yeah.
been going, I
Let's
have
go
no
that.
idea.
Let's go that.
This might backfire, but we're going Singapore.
You're going to say Singapore at Wellington?
We agree.
You agree. You are both correct, so that is a
Yeah.
point and a point. It is Singapore, 5.9 million. Ankara, 5.7. So pretty close. Second population question to Team Wellington. Which has the higher population? City proper, not metro. Kathmandu or Washington, D.C.? Kathmandu or Washington, D.C.? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna say Kathmandu.
You're going to say Kathmandu. And Vienna, what are you guys going to say?
We're gonna say Washington DC.
DC is 670,000, Kathmandu 845,000. So that is 2 points to Team Wellington. It is Kathmandu. Well done.
DC's not very big.
It's not known. Fourth pair of questions. This is As the Crow Flies. Okay, so not by roads, but As the Crow Flies. Which is closer to Prague, Kyiv or Minsk? This is from freemaptools.com. Which is closer to Prague as the crow flies, Kyiv or Minsk?
Because it's just different directions, you know?
Should we go with the other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
the strategy failed on the last goal.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
what are you guys going to say?
We're gonna say Kyiv.
You're going to say Kyiv, and you guys?
We just agree again.
You're going to agree. Well, you're both incorrect. It is Minsk.
Fuck.
996 kilometers. Kyiv is 1,142. Team Wellington, your closer pair. Which is closer to Dublin, Copenhagen or Oslo? You can make your Denmark in this question too. Which is closer to Dublin, Copenhagen or Oslo?
Because I think.
Yeah, so we're going to say Oslo.
You're going to say Oslo, and Vienna, you guys are going to say?
You don't wanna. Okay, we agree.
You agree. Sorry, you're both wrong. It is Copenhagen.
Boo!
Oslo is 1,265. Copenhagen 1,230.
The same now.
I think we need to catch up. So I don't know if this is a good strategy to
Unless
agree.
you're sure.
Okay.
You should have gone Copenhagen on that. Okay, and last pair of questions. So Team Vienna, these pairs are south. Which is further south? Jakarta in Indonesia or Kinshasa in the DRC? Jakarta or Kinshasa, which is further south? So your strategy is just to agree with them because you've got the points advantage.
You're from that continent, so I'm gonna trust you.
I like
Don't.
rounds like this where you can play a bit of strategy. Okay, Vienna, what
it
do you
does make
guys?
sense the way I'm thinking of it,
What are you guys going to say?
Kinshasa.
Kinshasa and Wellington?
We agree.
You are both incorrect. It is Jakarta. Not by much, but it is Jakarta. And the final pairing, Team Wellington, which is further south, Buenos Aires or Cape Town? Buenos Aires or Cape Town? I didn't know there would be a South African on one of the teams, albeit the other team, but which is further south, Buenos Aires or Cape Town?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Cape Town.
You're going to say Cape Town, and Vienna?
Agreed.
You're both incorrect. It is Buenos Aires. So at the end of that round, Team Vienna picked up 5, you're on 9. Wellington, you picked up 3, you're on 15. So Vienna, you pulled it back a couple of points, which is good. So we move on to round number 4, which is called Close Enough. The teams get 5 questions where they're not expected to know the answers, but the team with the closest answer gets 2 points. If both teams have the same answer, they each get 2 points and a bonus third point if they get it bang on. All these questions are about the year 2000. So, first question. How many days were in the year 2000? How many days were in the year 2000? Question 2. The Öresund Bridge, which connects Sweden and Denmark. And one day I am determined to drive across it, but what is its length to the nearest half kilometre? The length of the Öresund Bridge between Sweden and Denmark, its length to the nearest half a kilometre. Okay, question 3. The European Football Championships were held that year in Belgium and the Netherlands. There were 31 matches across the tournament, but how many goals were there? So the Euro 2000 in Belgium and Netherlands for football, there were 31 matches in the tournament, but how many goals were scored throughout the tournament? Question 4. The US election was in November that year and George Bush Jr. won, but how many electoral college votes did he get? So the US election in November 2000, Bush Jr. got how many electoral college votes? Question 5, last question of the round. The Summer Olympics happened that summer in 2000 in Sydney, but how many nations partook in the 2000 Summer Olympics? How many nations partook in Sydney?
I think the American probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're ready.
Okay, so let's get to the answers to round number 4. So Team Vienna, how many days were in the year 2000? You guys said?
300. 366.
You said 366, and Wellington, you said?
Said the same.
Same.
You are both bang on the money. It is 366. Normally, century years like 1800, 1900 don't have leap years, but every 400 years they do. So 1600 would have been 366 as well. Team Wellington, Øresund Bridge between Sweden and Denmark. Its length to the nearest half kilometre, you guys said?
7.5.
7.5. And Vienna, you said?
We also had 7.5, but then we changed it to 9.5.
It is 7.8, so that is 2 points.
I just
to
watched a YouTube
Team
video
Wellington.
about it. Yeah.
You guys just managed to accidentally research
Yeah.
half of these two episodes
Yeah.
yesterday and today. With the Lay's crisps as well. From
That was
last
really
one.
good, yeah.
Team Vienna, how many goals were scored in Euro 2000 across the 31 matches? You guys said?
He said 75.
75. And Wellington?
We have 69.
It was 85. 2 points.
Okay.
Much needed
I
to
think it's
Vienna.
like better
It's
double
like
the
75 was in
Yeah.
that case.
See?
Yeah.
Double than 50%.
Is that a team that we
Fucking
didn't know?
told you.
That we didn't know about?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Team Wellington, how many electoral college votes did Bush Jr. pick up in 2000? You guys said?
I'm going to say an even 220 because I think it was pretty close and that's the exact number you need to win.
You said 220.
Yeah.
And Vienna?
Yeah, I said 275. We're way off.
It's 271.
Ah!
2 points to Team Vienna.
Okay.
It is 271.
Is it 220 is what you need to win?
No,
It
I
was
thought it was much
270.
higher. Yeah.
Maybe 270?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's, okay. So I just misremembered
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you already scraped
Because
it.
I know that like he like just crossed over.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's why Florida was important because
Okay.
whoever won that would just win.
Yeah.
And that's why but I wasn't sure. I thought the threshold was like 250 or something like that, but I thought
Yeah.
it was a little higher.
I do 20 in my mind, but
Yeah.
who cares about American politics?
Okay, in Team Vienna, Sydney 2000 Summer Olympics, how many nations partook, you guys said?
75.
75 in Wellington.
150.
It was 199. That is 2 points
Whoa.
to Team Wellington.
That's a lot.
That's almost all the nations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was back when the world was quite friendly for a little bit
Oh,
in
well.
general. So at the end of that round, Team Vienna picked up 7. They're on 16. Wellington picked up 7 as well. They are on 22. 2 rounds to go.
If you would like to support the podcast, you can do so on buymeacoffee.com. It will help buy more equipment so we can make the podcast even better. You can support either once or as a regular member. Everyone who supports will get a shout out on the podcast, and regular members will get access to the first never before heard pilot and will be invited to take part in an episode. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, we can make it happen online. You can find the Buy Me a Coffee link and contact details for the pod on the show notes, or search for Inquizition Pod on buymeacoffee.com. Thank you. Now back to the show.
So we move on to round number 5, which is Know Your Something. And this particular topic, it is movie quotes. I have a board of 12 questions. Some questions are worth 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points based on their difficulty. Teams take turns to choose a number and will win the amount of points for that square if they are correct. No minus points. These are all taken from AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes. So, Team Vienna, you are losing at the moment, so you can go first. Pick a number between 1 and 12.
7.
Number 7. Okay, and I'll a little clarification on this. The quote is, a martini, shaken, not stirred.
Yeah.
It's the movie where Bond first utters those words. A martini, shaken, not stirred. The first time James Bond says those words in a movie. This is worth 3 points though. This is could be a big one. No minus points either. You're gonna go for it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it Dr. No?
It is Dr.
That would have been my guess as
Yeah,
well.
I
It's
fucked
the
up.
earliest
Well done.
famous film that I could think of from the series, so that's why I would
Yeah,
guess
because
it.
I thought
Is
it
it
was
the
first said
second
by
or
Sean
third?
Connery, and
Yeah.
it was that was one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like I don't know. That was
I
just
think is that the second or the third Bond film? I know in one of the previous 1 or 2 he's drinking or he
Yeah.
mentions a martini, but that's
Yeah.
the first time he says the line.
Yeah, it's
Well
just
done.
an iconic film from his kind of time. So
Yeah.
I guessed I didn't have any clue.
You guys needed that, that's for sure. Team Wellington, pick a number except 7.
3.
Number 3, this is a 2-pointer. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
The Wizard of Oz.
It is correct. 2 points. Well done. Team Vienna, pick a number.
10.
Number 10. It's a 1-pointer. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. One of my favourite quotes of all time.
It seems like a comedy, right? Probably.
Do you want to just guess something?
I don't know. Pulp Fiction. I have no idea.
No. It is
Airplane.
It is Airplane.
Ah.
Surely you can't be serious.
It's all right.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Still one of the greatest comedies, especially for jokes per minute. It is fantastic. Team Wellington, pick a number.
5.
Number 5. This is a 1-pointer. I feel the need for speed. I feel the need for speed. Team Vienna, do you guys know it?
I mean, is it?
Because that is, I think, also a movie called Need for Speed.
Yeah, then
They turned that into a movie.
yeah. I don't think it is this, to be honest.
Need for Speed.
No, I don't know if that's actually been made into a movie or not.
It has.
It has?
Yeah. I think it's the one with Aaron Paul, the Breaking Bad guy.
I haven't seen that. Okay, not correct anyway. Vienna, no points, but any idea?
Cars.
We thought Cars.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about that, yeah.
Okay, Team Vienna, pick a number.
How many numbers were there?
There are 12 altogether.
12, I guess. Okay.
Okay, this is a 3-pointer. I'm walking here. Which is a quote I have heard many, many times, but I would not have known the answer myself until I saw this list. But I'm walking here.
And they're all movies, not TV shows.
These are all movies, yeah. These are all on AFI's 100 years, 100 movie quotes, like some of the greatest movie quotes of all time.
It's around that area. It's
Okay.
kind of like...
Let's go for that.
I'm not 100% sure of this, but we'll guess Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, you're not correct. Wellington, any ideas? No points, but
We also had Goodfellas.
We had Goodfellas, but it's Al Pacino who says it, and he's not in Goodfellas, right? It's Al Pacino, right, that says it.
I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
It's
I
a
think
movie
so.
called Midnight Cowboy.
Okay.
I've heard of this movie, but...
No idea.
Okay, Team Wellington, pick a number.
11.
11, this is 2 points. Okay, and I need a certain level of specificity on this. Quote is, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Hooters.
We're going to say The Godfather 2.
You are correct, it is The Godfather Part 2. Well done.
Damn.
Okay, Team Vienna, pick a number.
8.
Number 8, and this is a 3-pointer. I am big, it's the pictures that got small. I am big, it's the pictures that got small.
Doctor. Isn't it like the on
Love Bomb.
the best? How I learned to love the bomb. Something.
Yeah, Doctor Strangelove.
No, you're incorrect. Do you guys know for I'm big, it's the pictures that got small? No
We
points.
have a general idea in which direction to go, but we don't really have
A movie,
so...
Okay, Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard. Okay, Team Wellington, pick a number.
Us, 1.
Number 1. It's a 3-pointer. I'll need a certain amount of specificity on this as well. The quote is, go ahead, make my day. Go ahead, make my day.
Oh, I'm okay. But we both think
Yeah, go for it.
it's Taxi Driver. I would think, you feel lucky, go ahead, make my day.
You are incorrect.
dang it.
It's actually nothing. It's not that film at all. Do you have any idea, you guys?
I'm alone.
No, it's a Dirty Harry film. Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry, but it's Sudden Impact. It's not the original Dirty Harry film. Because it's one of the most misquoted ones. Everyone thinks it's Go Ahead Punk, Make My Day.
Yeah, okay.
It's just Go Ahead, Make My Day.
And for some reason I put that into Taxi Driver then. Okay.
It's similar to, it's something similar, I think, to, when he's talking in the mirror
Yeah,
in Taxi Driver,
exactly.
yeah. Okay, so no points there. Team Vienna, 2, 4, 6, or 9.
4.
Number 4, this is a 2-pointer. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Yeah, I know this. Dead Poets Society.
It is Dead Poets Society. That is 2 points. Well done. Team Wellington, 2, 6, or 9.
9.
Number 9 is a 1-pointer. This is a classic. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Dirty Dancing.
It is Dirty Dancing. That is 1 point. So 2 left. 1 is worth 1 point. 1 is worth 2 points. Team Vienna.
What are the
2
numbers?
or
2
6.
or 6.
6.
Okay, this is the 2-pointer. I will need some specificity on this. You'll know what I mean when I say it. My precious.
So I know this, but like because the specificity thing has thrown me off because
It's one of those, I think.
So any ideas?
I want to guess the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring.
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. It is incorrect. It was Two
Two
Towers.
Towers, yeah.
It was the second,
sorry.
yeah.
it was.
2 Towers, the second one. So that leaves you guys with number 2. It's the 1-pointer. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
That's Dr. Strangelove.
It is
yeah.
Dr. Strangelove. That is a point.
Was it Dr. Strangelove and the...
How I learned to love the fog.
Yeah.
Who's going to use the...
So at the end of that round, Team Vienna picked up 5. They are on 21. Team Wellington picked up 6. They are on 28. So still not so far away. So we move into round number 6, the final round of the quiz. Vienna on 21, Wellington on 28. So not so much in it. This is Grab the Capital City. The teams are given 11 questions. First team to shout the name of their city gets to answer. 2 points for a correct answer. No minus points. But if you're wrong or you take too long, the other team will have a chance to answer or we'll open it back up for everyone. Now it can't end in a tie because it's 21-28. So can Vienna pull it back or will Wellington hold on? Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Which city hosted the Summer Olympic Games after Sydney? Which city hosted the Summer Olympics after Sydney?
Wellington?
Yep.
London?
No.
We're conferring. Sorry.
Open to everyone now.
Yeah,
Open to
so we were
everyone.
conferring. I totally forgot.
That's okay.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Was it
Last chance, anyone?
Madrid? I don't know.
No, it was 2004 in Athens. It was in Athens, yeah.
No.
Question number 2. What film does this quote come from? You talking to me?
Wellington.
Yep.
Taxi driver.
That is exactly yes, well done. Question number 3. Which is further south, Bangkok or Pyongyang?
Vienna.
Yep.
Bangkok.
It is Bangkok. 2 points to Team Vienna. Question number 4. Which band headlined Glastonbury for a record 5th time in 2024? Which band headlined Glastonbury record 5th time in 2024?
Vienna.
Yep.
Arctic Monkeys.
Nope, not Arctic Monkeys. Wellington, you're free to answer for 10 seconds. Any ideas? Okay, open to both teams. Vienna, you can answer again.
The White Stripes.
Not the White Stripes, no. Last chance, anyone?
Guns N' Roses.
Not Guns N' Roses. Okay, it was Coldplay. Question number 5. Which team won the 2000 Euros? Which team won the Euros in 2000?
Vienna.
Yep.
Was it France?
It was France. 2 points to Team Vienna. Question number 6. Kathmandu is the capital of which country?
Vienna.
Yep, Vienna.
Nepal.
It is Nepal. Tegas, well done. That is 2 points to Team Vienna. Question 7. How many sides does the flag of Nepal have?
Vienna.
Wellington.
Yep.
3.
No.
Wellington?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It is 5. Yes, well done. That is 2 points to Team Wellington. Question number 8. In 2024, according to Forbes magazine, what was the name of the highest paid golfer?
Vienna.
Yep.
Ram.
It is, Ram. John
Ram.
Ram. Very
Yeah.
good. Question number 9. In the film Top Gun, who played Iceman Kazansky?
Vienna.
Yep.
Shit. I
Okay,
don't know
too
this.
slow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wellington, Val Kilmer.
It was Val Kilmer. 2 points to Team Wellington. Question number 10. Napoleon was born on which island?
Vienna.
Yep.
Shit.
No, have to be Tegas. Okay, open to every...
Wellington,
Yep.
St. Helena?
No, it wasn't St. Helens. Open to everyone. Yep.
Corsica.
It was
Yeah.
Corsica.
okay.
That is 2 points to Team Vienna. Question number 11, last question of the quiz. Rhino is an abbreviation of which word?
Wellington.
Vienna.
Wellington.
Rhinoceros.
It is rhinoceros.
I don't
That
think
is
that would
2
matter.
points.
Yeah,
Republican name
that
of
wouldn't have
the-
mattered anyways.
I don't know. So at the end of that round, Team Vienna picked up 10, Team Wellington picked up 8. That means the final scores are Vienna 31, Wellington 36. Very close, guys. Well done. So Debbie and Tejas, thank you for taking part. You pushed it right to the end, but it wasn't meant to be so. But well done for making such a great quiz. And to Amanda and Eric, you are this episode's champion or masters of the Inquisition. Well done, guys. So, thank you everyone for taking part. Thank you everyone for listening. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. Other than that, take care and goodbye.
Bye.
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 Who does sponsor us?
Croatia?
You said Italy?
We're going wild on this one. Germany.
Your favorite? Andorra?
Dublin.
Ginger Rogers. Ginger Rogers.
It wouldn't be my guess.
1 save point.
Now we feast.
Now we feast.
The Inquisition.
I watched an improvised movie, and they just made reference to it. It's like,
Okay.
oh, it's the time period that we all know well, the Boer War.
So at the end of round 1, Team Vienna has picked up 0 points, so they're on 0. Team Wellington has picked up 6, so they are on 6. Plenty of points to play for. Oh shit, I forgot question 5 from round 1.
Oh no.
Okay. Can we park those answers and we'll do question 5 and I'll have to do the outro for round 1 again?
Sure.
So you might actually get some points in round 1 after all.
Thank you.
Lucky us.
Okay.
One can hope.
Just one question for them, right?
And for you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like
just
two.
realised you both, because there is some connections between the round 1 and round 2 questions.
I'm like the opposite of a rabbit's foot.
And I'm doing so much better
Like
now as
a-
well.
Well, lucky you.
I didn't know you could make that much money in golf. I didn't even consider.
It's
I didn't
crazy to me as well, but for
Yeah.
a long time it's been like one of the best paying sports apparently. It's weird.
Yeah.
Eric, you're really making your Dane mark on this quiz.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's alright.
Okay, question 4. There was a US election in November 2000. George Bush Jr. won, but how many electoral... We're horny for rhinos today.